You've heard the term life is a highway, but what if I told you life was a story? What? Yeah.
If you think I do this for the clout, better watch your mouth. When it comes to YouTubing, I'm the Groucho Marx. But that don't mean shit when your car don't start. And Sally Mae don't care that my bar's so hard. But I'm not trying to get bread, I'm more trying to sell search. So I'm on the internet, but I ain't get rich so far. But I'm on deck like Nomar, Garcia Parra, and I'm gonna me a ham like there's no tomorrow. But time is money, my money is borrowed. My debtors after me like Buscemi and Fargo. I think I need a bailout like Wells Fargo, but I got a date with Destiny and her parents' art home. I'm more than an art hoe, my life is an art form. Enjoying this ride as my 2012 cargo. Cincy, Indy, Chicago. That's where I'm from, like Geneva Cargo.
Pretty obscure reference. Geneva Pargo, he's actually from Englewood on the south side of Chicago, and believe it or not, I am not from the south side of Chicago, and you can tell that by just like everything about me, kind of. Right before college, I read this book. It's called A Million Miles in 1,000 Years. Basically, the message of the book: you should live your life like it's this epic movie. A life that's basically like the hero's journey. So for me, my hero's journey is I read that when I was 18, and that like really struck a chord with me because I like adventure. I like fun. I pee in the pool, you know? Like, I'm fun. All my family went to school in the Midwest, but I really wanted to have a unique experience. So the school that I went to, you might know it from the Nickelodeon program, Zoe 101. I went to PCA, which is in Malibu. Yeah, so I totally understand if you guys don't want to fuck with me anymore, because I am not the everyman that you thought I was. I am the face of everything that is wrong with America, but that's besides the point. So it was like a super bougie environment for sure, and I really felt out of place, and I felt like I wasn't getting like the richness of life, because the campus life that I had the privilege of enjoying just didn't feel that enjoyable. But I was a kid at the time, like, this isn't real enough for me. It's like, okay, just go to the beach, shut the fuck up. So I took a semester break and moved to Chicago. During that semester in Chicago, I really tried to get in touch with my creativity. I was going to a bunch of open mics, doing stand-up comedy, and open mics for hip-hop too, spitting bars, just like gangster shit. Then after the semester in Chicago, I returned and decided that I would go like housing independent. I could have paid for rent, but what would make my experience unique from how it was before? Be homeless. And then switched my major to media production, got to direct and write a few films. So yeah, I did get that unique experience that I wanted. But part of that meant being a little bit isolated from them. And then, after I graduated, still being in Los Angeles, I just kind of felt like I was on my own out there. The prodigal son hath returned. Coming back here to the Midwest, coming back in the vicinity of my family, it kind of felt like a return journey.
So I took a step back and assessed how I've been operating for the past few years.
Living life like a movie, it's given me meaning and allowed me to see things through like an epic lens, but it can be a little bit self-serving. If you're only seeing things through like your story, then if your story doesn't align with reality, then you're gonna start like blaming the world for not playing into the narrative that you're crafting for yourself. Sunday, Ryan Holiday has this book, Ego is the Enemy, and he argues that you shouldn't have a story because it leads to puffing up your ego and always having a self-serving view. And I agree with that to an extent. You can't be so ensconced in your own myth that you're just oblivious to the rest of the world around you. So it's balancing that personal mythology with the universal anthology that keeps on cycling over and over again throughout the course of history. I feel like storytelling can be super empowering if you have a noble story that you're living out. I think for me, how that story is shifting now, it's less about those unique experiences, less about what the world can give me, and I'm trying to flip that switch to where it's what can I provide the world. Just kidding. I'm going to tell you guys the backstory behind this, but it's not what you think, okay? So shut up, bro.